So before this episode starts, if you do enjoy the Leg It podcast and you do want to support us for just £1 a week, you can on Patreon. And with doing so, you get early access to all our episodes and an extra weekly episode of me and Jordan just chewing the fat. Thanks for the support. Nice one. Right, welcome to another Leg It Sportcast. It's me, Andy Grant.
It's me, Jordan Neal.
Before we kick things off, once again, 15% off Monterex. We've got you covered there. Betmate as well, get involved in them. It's the fantasy football. I actually won on it last week.
Yeah. You're decent at it.
I know, I'm alright at it. It's small stakes. You're talking a fiver. You can win up to, I think it was 150 quid on the derby last night. It's basically fantasy football, but all the best bits, and it's done in just that one game or a few games over the weekend. The link is in the description, but just Google Betmate and get involved with them. Big supporters of the pod, so massive thank you. And we've got you covered on the sporting side at Monterex. We've also got you covered in the kind of dressing smart kind of gear. Scrubbing up well. And we've teamed up with Ver, and you can get 20% off Ver. I don't know if you've seen, I compare them to On.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Well, to be honest,
but I think it's better. Yeah, and I'm not just saying that, but
they dressed us for the live event, didn't they? And we, actually got some compliments, which is a fucking achievement from them, to be fair.
Well, I just think it's like, again, we've said that we don't want to get involved with sponsors who we don't really we're not into. I'm in Monterex all the time. I like having a flutter with Betmate, and Ver is really good clothing for when you're going out for a meal. We get loads
of people asking to be, well, not asking, but playing. So we only get in bed with people that we think are good, and Ver is especially the good people.
The good people, good company, Liverpool-based company, and the clothes are a belter. The t-shirts are boss, and for the next 5 weeks anyway, you're going to be getting 20% off them. So type in code. The code is LEGIT20, but I'll put it in the description and get involved in that. Boss, right?
Bit of housekeeping there.
Housekeeping done. We're going to have to just start with the derby. I mean, I know there are Blues who listen to the show, and I don't want to be all smug, but I mean, it was as expected. Yeah. As expected, really. The only thing Everton had going into that derby was the fact it was a derby. As in, it's a derby, anything can happen. Form goes out the window, that old cliche. That was the only thing they had. And thankfully, I think Klopp's done a really good job of just making it not a derby, and it's just a game of football like any other game. And they just went about it really professional. They were very clinical, and just got the job done. Yeah,
I think Liverpool, they matched Everton as well, though, for aggressiveness. Like, there was good few tackles and that people were putting themselves about, which was good to see. But yeah, taking the emotion out of it's the big one, isn't it? Because everyone was talking questions about, will Van Dijk really like going back? Thiago like going back because he got a bad tackle? But they just shut that down, which is good. I mean, the game was irrelevant, I think. It was because I don't think anyone, even the most diehard Everton fan, thought they would get a result yesterday, last night. It just wasn't there.
I was to the point where I was thinking, why? Come on, you can't be this confident. And then I was trying to think of reasons why they could, and there was none.
I think the confidence got sucked. I think Everton tried to approach it with confidence the way they have to, but I think it got sucked out of them pretty quick.
First 10 minutes, it could have been. I mean, there was a goal on 9 minutes, but first 5, there could have been 3-0.
Well, there was that mix up with Coleman and Pickford, wasn't he? And then that there was a couple of corners after that. Matip should have scored. But
Salah should have scored as well.
I think to be honest, I think last night weren't about what was happening on the pitch though. It's the whole thing.
It's sad, and again, I'm not bitter at all, and I'm being sarcastic when I say this. I do feel sorry for them in the sense that they've gone from managers, big name managers. We spoke about this earlier on in the Sportscast. Different type of managers, and they've had different players, and they spent a lot of money. A lot of money.
They're fifth, aren't they? In the next, I think we're below them actually.
Well, they can't even buy anyone at Christmas, can they? Because of financial fair play. I just don't know I don't know where that club goes.
It's a shit show, isn't
it? From top to bottom. This new stadium. I mean, it's been rambling on for so long. Hopefully it does happen. I think it'd be good for the city. But you start thinking, what type of football team's going to be playing in that new stadium?
I know. I mean, it's just it's poisonous from the top down. Really, you see the fans shouting at them, and I take I'm a Liverpool fan. I don't have mad hate towards Everton. I hate that side of it, to be honest. But so I take no pleasure in watching it. I mean, when we battered United, I take all the pleasure in that, not in Everton. But it's like, you see the fans, they're waiting behind to shout at Ken Knight, and 10 years ago they were trying to get him out. I know he's done some good and some bad, but it's not the fact of what he's doing. It's like their opinion of him is that low now. That's irreversible.
Yeah.
No matter what good he does, and we've had stories on the podcast ourselves of good he's done. Jose, for example, but it's the relationship between fans and officials now at Everton has got so bad that it's irreversible. You can't. No matter what they do, they won't turn it around. So the only alternative is to start again. But you see it like that. I don't even know who's in charge of Everton. It's like there's that Moshiri guy who's all the money, I think, and then there's a couple of other Russian fellas.
Well, there's sort of that Russian fella wants to pull his money out, doesn't he, and go somewhere else and do something else. So and then there's that fella who's like the transfer committee guy.
There's no clear structure. It's like, is he in charge or is Ken Wright still in? Who's making the decisions? I think that floats all the way down to the pitch. You even see the players like, who's making the decisions here?
Said last week, I think their next 3 points comes at the end of December against Newcastle.
It's a long way away, that.
They got beat by us. They play, I think, Arsenal at the weekend. They've got Crystal Palace, Leicester, and maybe Newcastle.
Arsenal's a game they can win because Arsenal can throw in a mad, like, just fold like a deck chair, do you know what I mean? Well, I know Everton can, but that's a game that I can maybe see something happening, but if it's another loss and then a lot, like, and the idea of swapping Rafa, that's not going to fix anything.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's like you can't go from manager to manager to manager. There's something else inherently wrong in that club, and I don't know what it is. I don't know where to start. And again, I'm not being smug. I genuinely am. It's like fucking hell. Because last night it was embarrassing.
Well, I think there's comparisons to Liverpool. If I'm totally honest, when Klopp took over at White Hart Lane that first game, look at the state we were in.
We weren't as bad as that, lads.
No, we weren't as bad as that, but it was bad. Like we had a terrible squad.
I'd compare it more to the Roy Hodgson era.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying in terms of the performance on the team, but what I'm trying to say is we were so far away from where we wanted to be in terms of what. So our gap from then to trying to challenge for the league title was as far away as Everton's is from being where they are now to getting into Europe. Do you know what I mean? We were that far away.
Yeah, I understand where I disagree though, in the sense that we had owners who, whether you agree with them or not, whether you like them or not, they had a vision of we're going to kind of do it this way. Everton haven't even got that.
That's what they need though. They need to start from scratch. They need to get rid of like the likes of Ferguson, people like
What's
that.
Ferguson runs with? I mean, I know Jose, again, when we had him on the pod, spoke really highly of both of them and stuff, but why are they still at the club?
They're good, and no doubt they're good men, but it's just footballing sense. It's like,
I heard that's why the Wolves manager never took the job, because he said he wants to bring in his own staff, and they said no, Ferguson's staying.
There's no benefit no more. Like you've got to at least give. You have to start again, which is the comparison I was making with Liverpool. You have to start again and build an identity. I don't know what Everton's identity is. Like, I don't know how they play. I don't think they know. I think they just turn up and hope that they perform enough to get a result. But you've got to strip it all the way back. Find a way of playing. Find a manager who's got an identity. Not just how you play, but how the club carries itself and all that stuff. Which is where I can sort of... They maybe do need to look at Liverpool. I know that's not what fans want to hear. But they need to look at Liverpool and go, look, they got someone in who's running it from top to bottom. He's on the side of the pitch. Everything gets done a certain way. He introduced things at the training ground that are his way. Everything gets done from top to bottom the exact same way.
What I will take the piss out of them a little bit is you talk about a philosophy or maybe a certain style. 3 of their players dive and 2 of them got booked. Anthony Godfrey come on. Not Anthony Godfrey, Anthony Gordon. See his dive, and he ends up getting thingy booked.
Oh yeah, Robinson.
I thought, fucking hell.
I would have went down myself there. Like. The diving was bad, like.
The dive, 2 of them actually got pulled on it, and one of them he got away with it. But I thought, fucking hell, boys.
There was that one with Allen as well. That was a bad tackle, and he was like, what?
On Jota.
On Jota, yeah. Jota weren't happy about that.
No.
We come out of it, and Liverpool are in such a good place at the minute. Everything just seems to be rolling on.
Mate, Mo Salah. If anyone tries to compare him to Suarez, they can just get to fuck. He is levels. That's the only word you can just say, levels.
I've been banging this drum for a while.
I know, but if anyone still is, they can get to fuck. He is unbelievable.
He's the best player I have ever seen play for Liverpool.
Mate, that finish from... You know what, I was with Sean and Muskie and John Paul watching it. As soon as Endo played that pass, I just grabbed them both, I went, goal. It was just boom, you just put your house on it.
He's never in doubt. It's like,
you know what else is though, mate, on that goal, if you think back to it, I think his first touch, he needs to bring it inside to open up the goal, He doesn't. He kind of keeps on going straight. And I'm thinking, you've made it harder for yourself there. And yet he still manages to wrap it round.
He waits for Pickford to make the decision first, which is so rare. Like, he lets him decide what he wants to do before he decides where he's putting it.
He's just an absolute unbelievable footballer.
He's only the 7th best player in the world, though.
What a load of shite that was.
Did you see his reaction yesterday?
Yeah.
He's like, shut up.
He's, I don't think...
Jorginho was higher.
I know. What the fuck?
Oh, but
he's got 19 and 17, I think, has he now?
Oh, mate, I forgot his stats. They're a joke.
He's, I don't think Messi should have won, do you?
No, but it's the our boys club, isn't it?
It is definitely that, like.
And it's all every bit of it's wrote by like French journalists.
I think Lewandowski was hard done by, wasn't he?
But yeah, but I think they all know, don't they? Like, you seen Salah's reaction yesterday, that they know. But I think the bigger award for the likes of Lewandowski and Salah is everyone knows. Do you know what I mean? There's never been a conversation before in the last 10, 12 years where they're like, them two shouldn't win it, Ronaldo and Messi. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's only starting now where people are not like, they didn't win that.
Ronaldo's reaction would have been funny.
Yeah.
He won't be happy.
Fucking shite though. You love Ronaldo, don't you?
No, I don't. I'm just saying, like, he won't be happy, but
I'll never be able to admit he's boss, you know. I hate him, lad.
I can admit he's boss, lad. I just like Messi more, but he's up there now, though.
Yeah, he needs to do something, though, doesn't he? Now with this new gaffer they've got coming in, Ralph Ragnick.
I think it's going to be dead interesting with them because, do you remember when Klopp first come in and we had loads of injuries because they were all getting told to run loads and they weren't used to it and they got loads of injuries? I
don't know his history much, though.
Apparently he's done well in the 2 German leagues, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, it's a
don't make the mistake I did saying that fucking Giovanni Van Bronckhorst
yeah,
shite.
So much that you did. But yeah, I know his name, but I've never like understood what he's done. You know what I mean? And I mean that's a known formula, isn't it? Germany to England, it works. So.
Seems to work. Yeah, I just think it's just going to be so fascinating to see how he manages that team with Ronaldo in, because if he does want to play the high press, you know, Ronaldo's not the man for that.
No. See the uproar when Carrick left him off the bench in the Chelsea.
Did you see the debate Kieran Carrick had? I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, I thought it was good, but I sort of sympathise with the pair of them. Do you know what I mean? Like Carrick is saying, if he's not going to do it, he can't play, which is right. Your whole reputation shouldn't go before you, in terms of if a team wants to play a certain way. But then Keane's saying, well, he come in to score goals and he's scoring goals. So it's a tough one, but obviously good to see a bit of banter.
Yeah, it was funny. But yeah, I just don't know how that team's gonna get firing and working, and it's all a bit weird in that interim thing as well, isn't it? What's he gonna do in then at 6 months? So are they still gonna be looking for a manager at the like?
But I think did you see Neville's tweet? He put something like coaching the team and then coaching the team this season, coaching the club in the future or something like that. So I don't know if he's gonna come in and be like a manager and then be a. He's
gonna be like an associate, just gonna be giving advice and stuff. I think.
But haven't they learned from Ferguson? Doesn't fucking work. You can't have a manager managing your manager. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't work. You're
gonna have Ferguson looking over Ragnick, looking over the new manager.
It's turning into like the fucking. Do you know when you go in hospitals? Like, I love the NHS, but you have boss nurses everywhere. But then on every ward, there's like 4 managers. Like middle managers everywhere.
Yeah, and then throw in Ronaldo's 10 pence worth as well.
Exactly. It's just. But I wouldn't like to be at a club where the manager's just coming in just to tide us over.
Just to steady the ship a little bit.
What are you playing for then?
Don't know, worked Dalglish done it, didn't it?
But that was a different time, wasn't it? You can't give up any margins now. Look how far ahead now already.
Oh, that top 3, mate, is just.
But it's gone in a space of 3 or 4 games. It's gone from 2 points here, 3 points there. They're like, what are they clear now?
10th, I think they are now.
We're like, it's Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, and miles ahead. It's gone.
Yeah. There's already, I think, a 6-point gap to 4th place. I think West Ham obviously dropped points last night.
These runs don't, like, these teams are machines, you know what I mean? They don't give up anything.
7 points the gap is already.
That's what I mean, it's extending all the time. I mean, it's going to be probably the best title race for years, isn't it?
Mate, Liverpool have scored 43 goals. West Ham in next place behind them scored 25.
Mad, isn't it?
It's just, the numbers are ridiculous, and I just think, like you say, Chelsea, City, Liverpool are just going to absolutely blitz everyone.
It's going to be a serious.
Most people this season, I think.
I just think that I'm a Liverpool fan, but I don't see the massive difference between us, Chelsea, or City. It's minute. Do you know what I mean? In terms of quality, there's no team there where you go, yeah, they're better. The other two are chasing them. We're all as good as each other. I wouldn't be surprised if one obviously one wins the Prem, one of the others win the Champions League.
Yeah, no, I agree. it's that good, mate, and I think the Prem standard is just that good when it comes to them.
The only problem with the Prem is I think the top of it's very fucking good, and then the bottom of it, you know,
you're gonna get that with most leagues, though, you know.
Newcastle and Norwich, like, you know, it's like watching the fucking business houses, and the business house is decent, but not at the Prem.
Yeah, talking about games that are maybe not like that. Women's football team won 20-0.
How do Latvia have a women's team? What's the population of Latvia?
Don't know. But
48.
It's like...
Have you got a pair of boots you're in?
It's like we said, though, that...
it's embarrassing.
There's got to be other ways to develop the women's game than beating it side 20-0.
Do you know what the worst thing is? The celebrating. Giving it like the God thing, like the cross of the sound.
Well, when it was like 17-0, they were still celebrating.
Into the sky like, God, I'll tell you what, 1.9 million, not bad.
1.9 million?
Yeah. I mean, it's not...
So there's only 1 million women to pick from?
Yeah. Essentially, yeah.
And there's probably only 500,000 who are actually at the same age.
Did you see the goalie's goal kick?
No.
He put it down, right, on this goal, where you take the goal kick. It got to the edge of the box and then just went right and went out for a throw. The other throw... 18-yard box, the other throw 20 yards from goal. No. And she's like that, sorry, it's my bad, that.
Nah, it's bad, isn't it?
What's the point? What is the point?
There is no point.
Like when playing San Marino and stuff. What do you get? I think one of the women broke the record, didn't she, with the goal scores?
But I think that's a load of shite.
That shouldn't count.
No, it shouldn't count.
It's training.
Yeah, it is just like saying, right, you know, you're 2 goals away from the all-time record. We're going to have a little training game with the fucking Sunday League team at the bottom of the road. Go on, boom, you've done it now.
I know. I've actually played against the women's team.
Have you?
Everton.
How did you get on?
The women's team, we beat them. But so
could you tell the difference?
Yeah, but this was 2011-ish. A bit fit. But we went to I went to this tournament called the Dallas Cup with Knowsley. Like, it's just the players in Knowsley, and you get picked and you go to America and you play in this boss tournament. But one of the Bournemouth games was Everton women.
How old are you now at this point?
20. I think.
So you're doing well, like you?
I dived and got a pen.
Did you? Yeah. You're horrible, you.
No.
You're giving Anthony Gordon shit, and you're...
No, I was all for it. I was clapping, but I didn't mean it.
How can you not mean to dive?
Because basically, I've just was in the box and just like natural instinct was to go down, and then I was like, "Oh, ref, no," and he's like, "Pen."
You're horrible.
I know.
What's the girl say?
Come on. I was like, sorry. But,
could you tell the difference in like, because they're
do you know
professional women footballers?
Because we weren't professional. We were just lads from Knowsley. I mean, it was a really good standard. We actually went on and won the Dallas Cup. First time anyone from like Liverpool represented, but done it in years. So we had a lot of good players, lads who've gone to play on a good standard. Technically, there wasn't mad differences, but just physically. Like, I think that obviously the women's game's like gone on so much now physically, but there's still a mad gap. Like Latvia women, do you know what I mean? There's just not the talent pool there, is there? No,
evidently not. Yeah, it's fucking shocking.
Yeah, I shouldn't have dived that day, like.
You definitely should not have dived, no.
I was bad for diving, me.
Was you?
Bad lad. Bad.
You played centre mid as well, though, didn't you?
Ish. Yeah, I didn't really go backwards. Played centre forward. Yeah.
Oh, hell.
Yeah, I love diving.
A little look forward to this weekend. You've got West Ham Chelsea.
12:30, that, innit?
You're talking about when Chelsea might slip up. I think that's going to be a tough game for them. They were lucky last night as well.
I think he said that, though. I like that.
Tuchel come out and said it, yeah.
But I think anyone going to West Ham, I know West Ham have dropped off a little bit, but anyone going to West Ham, it's going to be tough. I mean, it's not going to be an easy game. Then
you've got Watford, Man City's the R5. You'd expect City to win there, wouldn't you?
5-0.
Wolves are home to Liverpool.
It's a tricky one, that. Straight off the back of Everton. Do you know what I mean? Away.
Wolves aren't playing great, though, are they?
No, I just hate fixtures like that. I'd rather be like I hate going from like a big, intense game to like an away fixture against someone like me. You'd expect it to win.
Yeah. I think that there could be a few draws there. West Ham, Chelsea, Newcastle, Burnley, Southampton, Brighton.
Yeah.
And then on the Sunday...
Hey, did you see Brighton booing?
Oh my God, yeah. Fucking
the
joke.
Was like that. What the fuck?
He said, though, didn't he? He said, I don't know whether these need a history lesson of where this club was, 10, 15 years ago.
Someone put on Twitter, they were 91st out of 92nd league clubs at, like, I mean, a handful of years ago. Not long ago.
Not long at all,
and now they're 8th in the Premier League and the boom. With a boss new stadium, the manager's playing decent footy, whether you like it or not. they probably, you know, I think Klopp was really complimentary of him as well in his thing, saying like, I think he's a good manager and stuff. Like, what do you want?
Did you see fans booing Grealish as well?
Yeah.
I don't get that either though.
No, it's always going to happen, really.
But it's not like, listen, I've been bad. I was booing Suarez and Coutinho, but that was because, you know, they've kind of engineered moves, and, you know, Suarez was fucking asking to go to Arsenal at one point. He was training the reserves. He was, you know, did all that kind of stuff. And Coutinho was faking back injuries and stuff like that, so he could. Grealish wounded to go. Don't get me wrong, he's fucking happy to get the payback that's coming with Man City, but it's his boyhood club. He loves him. He's got them 100 million.
Yeah.
And they're still booing him.
That's what Gerrard said, didn't he? I think he put in it. I listened to his little pre-match thing, and he was like, you know, what he's done for the club in terms of the money and that is really good. But fans will never, in the heat of the moment, it's like, stay with us forever, innit? It's like a bit like what we would have been like Gerrard, like.
But he never engineered a move though. That's what I think's the difference. If you're the best player and someone comes in for you and the club decides to sell you, like for example Rooney when he was at Everton, Rooney's not kind of been Sligo when someone's come in and he's went. It's just.
I think it was a bit shitty, but you know, hopefully it fucking dies down the more he goes back, because he's a fucking player, Grealish. Yeah,
and then Sunday you've got Leeds, Brentford, United, Palace, Spurs, Norwich and Villa, Leicester. When did Everton next play then?
Monday then, aren't they, Arsenal?
God.
The last thing Everton need is cameras and that as well. They could have done with a little 3 o'clock kick-off somewhere.
You just look at the last... Oh my God. I'm not even going to harp on about them anymore, but they've got Arsenal at home. Then you've got Palace away, Chelsea away, Leicester at home, Burnley away, Newcastle at home.
Tough, isn't it?
Newcastle on the 30th of December is their next 3 points.
Brave that, like.
I just don't.
I understand what you're saying. They only get. Well, I can see them picking up some points, but.
Where?
Arsenal.
No.
Because Arsenal are garbage. They put this little run together. Now everyone thinks Arteta's like the second coming.
They're not garbage, mate. They've only been beat by us.
They are, mate. They're not good then.
Mate, since the 28th of August when they got beat by Man City 5-0.
Who've they beaten that time?
They've beat Norwich, Burnley, Spurs, Villa, Leicester, Watford, Newcastle.
Most of them are in the bottom 6, aren't they?
Yeah, but so are Everton.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying Everton are going to win, but it's the type of game that they will pick up points in, because Arsenal are just like, they're hot and cold. They're like, they seem with us, they started well and then you score one, put them under a bit of pressure, they fold.
Yeah.
I'm just not having Mikel Arteta. Sorry.
You know what you're talking about? The top of the league, mate, the bottom of the league, Norwich off the bottom.
Oh, how are they off the bottom?
Newcastle is 7 points, you know. I'd love it if they go down, you know.
Newcastle with the Saudi Arabian thing.
Just
not long for as Burnley stay up.
Not for
I love Burnley.
Not for the fans, mate, but just because of the owners and that.
I reckon Leeds are in trouble.
Yeah, they are. Just a bit mad, innit? Because they always think they do well, but
look like the leg have gone completely though, won't they? That made the ball that they play where they just chase. It's like man to man, isn't it? They just chase everyone. Just can't keep it up. Second season syndrome.
Yeah, mate. Away from football, and a few little mad things going on in the world of sport before we get on to boxing and UFC.
Horse racing thing's mad, isn't it?
I think it's mixed in, isn't it? The horse racing with the kind of cricket thing, and it's all like this, you know.
Internal wars.
Yeah, and like how you should behave and what's in this woke world that we live in, where everyone's offended and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't get me wrong. I think this is a little bit more than.
I think there's way
offended.
more to this than we know, but. Like
so what's happened then?
So basically, Bryony Frost, who's a top female jockey, she reported a guy called Robbie Dunn, who's a bit of a journeyman, not a journeyman, a bit disrespectful probably, but you know, just a jockey who's been round. Basically reported him for bullying about 18 months ago, I think. And then to come out that basically what he said is they were in a race and she's cut him off or done something, and he said to her, "I'll put you in a wing and like seriously injure you, do you know what I mean, if you do that again," which is basically, I'll make you fall and hurt yourself. So then she's reported it, but then it's all what falls out from it. She said she's been like ostracised from the whole. All season's got this mad like internal culture. Do you know what I mean? Like they all compete against each other every single day, but they're also all like mates. Well, they all, you know what I mean? It's like a little weird club. So basically, then she's been. I know, so Tom Scudamore gave evidence at this week's hearing that they're having, and she's like, "Oh, I used to share his car school with him, but he's not spoke to me since I said you know, since I reported something. And then like a couple of the other female jockeys, I think she said he basically used to do mad stuff in the change room, like opening his towel and like, you know, being an idiot.
What, just...
Like, yeah, well, what her thing was, I remember him opening his towel up and shaking himself, thinking it was funny.
Just doing a little helicopter in front of her.
And so she's reported it, and then some of the other female jockeys have been like, I didn't see that. Do you know what I mean?
So they've all took his side, really?
Look, yeah, and then there's a few who've like took her side a little bit, but it's just, I mean, it's still a sport that's, you know, she's winning big fucking races, but it's still not quite accepting of women, even though like the likes of Rachel Blackmore and that's best jockey going. But it's still a bit like men's men. Do you know what I mean?
I think as well, there's probably a level of boredom, and it's not boredom. It's like, you know, what I'm trying to get to is, I remember when, and this, I don't agree with this at all. This was not nice at all. This, and I didn't do it. But when we were in Afghan, right, there was a woman who was in the army who was on our camp. Now in the Marines, there's no women allowed in the Marines. I think there is now, but I don't think any have got in yet. But they've said you can. Anyway, at the time, so there's no. And there was one lady in the whole of our camp, and then some lads were like, anyone who speaks to her is gonna get their eyebrows shaved off. It was just like this dare, like it wasn't. It was like, so you think, oh, it's funny, you know, you can't speak to her, because if she comes over to ask you something, you've got to speak to her. You're getting your eyebrows shaved off. So there's that funny element to it. But then if you look a bit deeper, it's like, she's got fucking no one to speak to you. Yeah. It's fucking bullying.
Yeah.
And then thankfully it wasn't just me. A load of lads went, fuck that, I'm going to speak to her. Yeah. But actually, that's what I mean. I can see how it might start off as funny, but then it quickly becomes something a bit more sinister, a bit more...
I think the problem is people are coming out and saying stuff, and you know, you want to believe them, but then everyone else doesn't want to believe them because they don't want to change the culture of their sport. Like, there'd be our fellas, but there'd be experienced jockeys in that room. Like, you know, she's saying basically that the weighing room needs to be split up, male, female. Females need to have a place where they're not looking at fellas getting changed all the time, stuff like that. But there'd be fellas like, we're not changing the weighing room. This is what happens in here, stays in here. Same with changing room, same with the cricket stuff. So there's people pulling against it, but then all we hear in society is talk. Let your feelings be known, talk this. But then when people are doing it, their own culture is like, we're distancing ourselves from that. It's like some of the women, this could be their opinion, like this might be true, might be not, but they're going, oh yeah, he was a bit childish, but didn't see him do that with his thing. Do you know what I mean? So then she's saying I'm isolated. It's a fucking vicious circle, like.
And there's no right answer, I don't think, is there? Because you've got a sport that's got its culture and its traditions, but then you want to try and change those traditions for the modern world.
But he's in his late 30s, she's 26. You know, he's probably been doing whatever he's doing for years. Probably been a bit of a joker, probably said some horrible stuff to people as a character. And she's coming from a different generation. She's like, you're not speaking to me like that. Do you know what I mean? So again, it's a clash of generations, but you know, you've got to let it play out in this little trial that they've got going on. But you know, for her to feel like, you know, no one's speaking to her and that, because she's
to slide that in it.
But
especially in the sport that she loves, and she's now...
She defied opinion anyway, because, you know, if you listen to a jockey's interview, 99.9% of them are bored as anything. Like, you know, the jockeys for a reason, because...
You're Jay.
They're fucking idiots, yeah. They got no brain. But, sorry, a few jockeys might listen, but when she interviews, she's dead emotional, and she's like, she's a bit cheesy, she's a bit over the top.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, don't like that, do you know what I mean?
What I think's scary though, if there's like those threats going on, it's a sport where, you know, there's an ambulance driving behind you at 40 mile an hour, and you've got that kind of hostility in the ranks. It's a bit...
I think horse racing's its biggest enemy, don't we? Because, you know, it's on ITV now, and it's been on Channel 4 obviously in the past, but then the jockeys will get interviewed, or the people will get interviewed, and they talk in this little internal language that no one understands. You know, if you listen to a jockey's interview and you don't know anything about horse racing, you won't have a clue what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But then she comes, and she's a bit of a person who could maybe, you know,
bring people more into the sport.
The older couple who are just watching ITV are like, oh, isn't she great? Like, but then they want to shut it down. They're like, well, do you know what I mean? That's not how we do things here.
It's mad how, I mean, I absolutely love horse racing. I love a day out of the races. You know, we've enjoyed a few. I do think it's mad how not more people are into it, and I think it is probably like what you've said.
For example, like, the owners, like, they don't want people who are not rich being owners. They don't, you know, they've got their own language that they won't budge on. You know, they all talk in crazy acronyms and stuff that they're not prepared to budge on. And then they wonder why it's a minimalist sport, because people don't understand it. It took me years to... I've been in conversations going, so mate, yeah. Like, what the fuck's he just said?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I say, all jockeys, I've met my brothers one. I've met loads of them, good people. Like, a lot of them are good people, but, you know, they're not...
They need to open up the sport a bit more.
If you took a helmet off a jockey, I guarantee they could walk down any street in the world. No one would know they are.
Mate, before we move on to other sports as well, one thing which, again, don't even want to open up the conspiracy worms, but another...
everyone fainting in that?
Another two. People keep messaging the pod, go and get Dean Garnett back on. I don't even know what to think about it no more. I mean, what... Yeah, anyway, let's just say let's not say it.
It might not be vaccines, but there's fucking a lot of people fainting into that fucking hell. I'm shooting myself, me.
Why fucking hard?
Every game is just like the left back going, hey, you have to get up there, lad. Row 8, yuck me.
It's mad,
it's
isn't
that
it?
constant picture, isn't it? Like a player pointing in the stands.
To the ref, get a fucking defib up there, lad.
Oh,
there was 2 though last night.
Yeah?
2 fans. Last week there was a footy player. The week before that there was another footy player.
There was training.
What's his name?
Charlie White, is it?
Wicks.
Something like that, yeah.
And then there was Fleck, he's...
John Fleck, yeah. Fucking hell.
Who's next? Fucking hell. I wonder, honestly, without talking about Corona, but I wonder if... Because it's almost getting swept under the rug a little bit, isn't it? Do you not think? This isn't me with a conspiracy, but I just mean...
Everything is though, innit?
I had a little rant. I know this is a sports show, but I had a little rant. I hate the way it's just everyone's turning on each other.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's like you can't even say, hey, that's mad, that, isn't it? Because it's, oh, don't be a fucking conspiracy. Oh.
I know.
And it's like, no, I'm not saying anything to vaccine. I'm just saying it's mad, isn't it, how people are fainting? You can't even say that.
Yeah, it is mad. Like
it is mad. It is strange how most weekends now you hear about a sports athlete or someone.
Well, you know my opinion. I can't... 99.9% of conspiracy theorists, I can't listen to them.
Yeah.
Because it's...
I can, because it's entertaining.
Yeah, but it gets to a point where you've got to start, you know, some things are starting to, like... People shouldn't be fainting this much.
Yeah.
People are losing consciousness rapidly.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, hopefully people just start staying awake during the game.
Anyway, that's fucking enough about all that shit.
I'm not going to any games, me. I'm just not putting myself at risk.
There's that. Mate, the F1 can get one this weekend as well.
I'm loving this little battle.
There's a proper battle on, like the first one it's been for ages.
Years, mate.
Yeah.
Years.
Proper ages. So I got the thing up before where it can get one. It's so... There's all, like, you know, mad things that can happen. So Verstappen can win the title. If he wins the race with the fastest lap, you get 26 points, and Hamilton finishes 6th or lower. He can win the race without the fastest lap, but Hamilton needs to finish 7th or lower. And there's all mad little permutations, but...
I just want them to go into the last lap at the last circuit.
So it's not this one, it's the week later. So if it can go on, it's Saudi Arabia this week, and then it's Abu Dhabi next week.
Abu Dhabi's the curtain closer, isn't it?
They'll want that, just because it's Abu Dhabi as well, all the money.
F1 like, talking about minimalist sport, F1 needs this.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm a fairly new F1 fan because of watching that Netflix series.
Same, yeah.
But I've loved this season because it's so entertaining. I got my brothers into it now, but they need it badly, like, because they need to get the average fan in. You know?
I would say Drive to Survive, watch it on Netflix, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's really...
This new season that's being filmed now is going to be unreal.
I know.
But they need it because if you think about it, a lot of them are Sunday afternoons. They clash with Super Sunday all the time. You know, Britain's dominated by Super Sunday, isn't it? So they lose fans when there's nothing to watch. But guarantee on Sunday and the following Sunday, people will be like, you know, maybe into next season as well.
Yeah.
If the game's a shit, maybe watching it for 20 minutes or whatever. I think that's what it needs badly. But yeah, I hope... I'm a Hamilton man myself. I hope he can do it, but...
I'm not as much.
Yeah.
I don't know, he just does me head in a bit.
I just reckon Verstappen's dry.
I just think, though, Hamilton is like, man, he pissed me off when he's vegan and he's all about saving the planet, and then he put his dog on a private jet to go, and I think, that done it for me.
Contradictory, yeah.
Talking about other sports, mate, the darts was a bit of a row as well. Did you see that? In the darts, I want to go to darts when it's in the Echo, by the way.
The dart is unreal. I've been to Blackpool.
Have you?
Yeah. And it's unbelievable.
I want to go.
I had no idea what was going on, but it was unreal.
It just looks like a fucking good piss up.
Oh, just wait for 100. Yes! Get in! he scored.
Yeah, that Adrian Lewis, they had a bit of a fucking argument on stage, but everyone's buzzing about it, saying to breath of fresh air for it.
All these sports are starting to get the same thing, aren't they? Things are happening, characters are forming, and
that's what you need. People love, I think, the humanistic side of sport.
It's not good having a sport where just a few people like it.
No,
because then one of my favourite sports, if not my favourite. Well, no, it's not my favourite. It's second, but rugby league. Most people don't care about it because people don't know the players, don't know the characters, doesn't get any backup. People need to be engaged with stories, don't they?
Massively, mate. Yeah.
And that's why footy flies.
On stories, for those who listening last week, we'll got Jordan's preview for the fucking week early. What's happening on the boxing front? I'm hearing.
I'm having an app. November's my worst month of boxing predictions ever.
Yeah, so fucking Jordan last week, lad, he's going to get smoked in under 3 rounds. I woke up, I had a little bet on. I actually bet.
Count me money.
I done 25 quid on the first round and 25 quid on the second round. I just fucking thought he's going to do it in 2. I've got faith in Jordan. Woke up the next morning on my little flash score notifications, was just like, dink, is either like 600 quid or 500. I was like...
Someone tweeted me, I didn't actually watch it. I went to bed and was going to watch it in the morning. Someone tweeted me saying, Tiafimo in under 6 rounds with eyes. I thought, fucking hell, he's done it. Guess right, and I went on. Cambosa's the unanimous decision.
It was like the complete opposite of what you said.
But the thing is, like, I do think Lopez is a better fighter. Every time he done what he does and put some punches together, he hit him and hit him. But his dad is an absolute wanker. Sorry.
But we spoke about it last week, didn't we? I know, I think Paul Smith had tweeted about it, saying, like, he's a problem in that corner. And I think you said, giving instructions saying, knock him the fuck out, is not instruction.
He said to him one time, you don't look yourself. And he was like, yeah, you don't look yourself. See, if he was like that, mate, I know, I'm just getting punched from pillar to post. But, like, he obviously went in, things have transpired now. But he went in, full of ego, full of, his dad was trying to start fighting.
Press conferences and stuff.
And, like, it's just been, you've got one fella who's obviously fighting to change his life, and another fella who thinks he's going to walk in and... Yeah. And I stand by it. If he's on it, he would blast George Kambosos away. He would. But he's a better fighter, but it comes down to more than that level. You can't just be good.
There's no plan B, was there?
When he got hit and he got hurt, he was like, whoa, what now?
This isn't meant to happen.
My dad didn't tell me this was going to happen. He needs rid of his dad. His dad's an idiot, mate. I shouldn't have swore before, but his dad is an idiot. Honestly, it winds me up though, because, like... He's
got a good fighter there, but he's just poorly managed.
Like, all he wants to do is be a celebrity. After the thing, he's done more interviews than Lopez since. Wearing his hat says Lopez Senior or something like that. It's just stop living vicariously for your lad, you know what I mean? You need a coach, because he's an unbelievable fighter. He's only 24 still.
No, so he's got time.
But he'd just be... For example, if Lomachenko fights Kambosos, he will batter him. Lopez just took the belt off Lomachenko. Do you know what I mean? He's not some flash in the pan champion who's not very good. Just won the belt by luck. He's a class fighter, but he's just getting thrown under the bus by people around him. But that's what happens. You get people leeching on you, don't you? But
mate, Paddy Lacey won last week.
Yeah, done well. All until December 11th, innit? Our episode flying with him, by the way. People are loving it.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for the support for that, by the way, yeah. Also, what's flying, just get it in quick, is our Patreon numbers. Yeah. We've had loads of support off that, so if you do like listening to me and George, chew the fat, it's just £1 a week, and you get extra episodes of me and George. And in January, we're going to be launching the properly, fully fledged betting kind of tipping episodes. So yeah, get on that. So thanks for the support.
Need to get a decent December in me first, but I know. I'm gonna win every week in December. I'm telling you right now.
Let's go for it. Go on. What else have we got in the boxing?
So so we just move on to this week. You got the rematch between Lyndon Arthur and Anthony Yard, which is a good fight, to be honest.
Anthony Yard's what is he?
Lions in the camp.
Yeah.
Have you seen talking about annoying trainers? Have you seen his?
No.
Tunde Ajayi. No. All he says is Lions in the camp. Lions in the camp. That's all he says. Just shout it. repeatedly.
Who's the fella who used to shout loads, the heavyweight? I used to do my fucking head in him.
Shannon Briggs.
Yeah,
Let's go, Jeff.
Yeah, he's a bellend.
Have you ever seen that thing where Klitschko's on like a paddleboard or something? Like off the coast of Austria or something. It's a proper nice place and he just pulls up on a jet ski. No one even knows he's coming and he's just driving past going, let's go, champ.
Oh, what? Like soaking him in that?
And he's like, lad, I'm off with you if you kids. So you got the rematch this weekend, Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yard. To be honest, Lyndon Arthur beat Anthony Yard against all odds when he fought the first time. And he'd hurt his right hand, so he basically won with a jab, which it was an incredible performance to be fair, but he was a big underdog that day. But Anthony Yard's the golden goose, of Frank Warden and BT. So they did everything they can to get this rematch. Even though Lyndon Arthur signed to the same promoter, they were like, get this rematch, because if they lose Anthony Yard, they lost Dubois and got punched to bits against Joyce. Now Yard, if they lose him, the two leading lights and the other leading lights fighting from Jake Paul. They could be about to lose everyone, do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's a bit frustrating because Arthur he's always 19-0 now, gets the biggest win of his career against Anthony Yard as an underdog. You'd expect your promoter to go, right, well done. Like, are we getting to this world title then? Anthony Yard fought for the world title before. But then they're like, let's just get Yard the rematch. But I think if Yard would have won, there would never be, really, Arthur wouldn't be getting a rematch.
That's a bit mad.
Yeah, which is what worries me this weekend, to be honest. Like, it was a split decision in the first fight, so he won it on a close one. I just think, like
they don't want him to win.
They don't want him to win, do you know what I mean? They've given him the win. But, like, I wonder deep down what he's got to do this weekend to actually win. He's a powerful lad, he's got power, but...
Where's it on?
It's in the Copper Box in London, yeah, so it's on BT Sport. It's a great fight, with two really good fighters, but I just think it just stinks a bit, do you know what I mean? Like, unless he nails Anthony Yard to the canvas, which he could do, he's got power, but I just think they're going to shaft him. Because, Yard is like, looks $1 million.
He's got the face for it type thing, yeah.
His face fits. Like, they need this win to push him on. We got revenge, now we're going for the world title.
Yeah.
Cast Lyndon Arthur to the side of it. But, if no... for example, if this was a fight in a gym, I'd expect Lyndon Arthur to beat him again. Because he's better jab, better skills. I just think there's too much against him.
Interesting.
I mean, yeah, I'd hate to say it, but you sort of, you develop a know-how for boxing sometimes, don't you? And, like, he's fighting more than Anthony Yard this weekend, like, which is I think Anthony Yard's 4-6, despite getting beat the last time. Lyndon Arthur's 11-10, so he's not even a price where you could go, I want him to win, I think he can win, but I'll have a little gamble on him.
Yeah,
he's
it's too short for that, yeah.
But I think, the last one went the distance. I probably expect this one to go the distance as well. The cynical man in me would probably back Anthony Yard by decision. I think about 13-8 or something like that. But again, I wouldn't want to back it because I don't know.
Just too many unknowns. Yeah.
But it's a really good fight, one that people should watch. Light heavyweight, so you're going to see a bit of power, people throwing down. So, but yeah, hope Lyndon Arthur comes through. But yeah, I have my doubts just because of what he's fighting against, which is a bit shit. Then America, obviously sticking with the
Eddie's over in Vegas, isn't he?
Yeah, with Devin Haney. So he's fighting Jojo Diaz, which is a good fight, but he's coming up a weight division or two. I think he's fought at lightweight before, but he's coming up anyway. But yeah, Devin Haney was obviously looking to fight Teofimo Lopez. Well, saying looking to fight, they were giving her all modern boxing mad excuses. But so then he's watched Lopez lose his belts. If he loses, it'd be the biggest shock before Christmas if both of them go into Christmas without a belt.
I wonder what a promoter feels when his cash cow loses. Like, it must be.
Eddie's been losing belts by the second.
That's what I mean.
Last year, hasn't he? I don't know. It's tough because the thing with Teofimo, he was only signed to Eddie for that one fight, so it wasn't like that relationship. But he's built Devin Haney a little bit. Got him he's got him certain world titles and stuff, but it's more a power play in that division now because Devin Haney, if he wins, he's gonna go, I'm not giving Teofimo a shot. He lost his belt, do you know what I mean? But then if he loses, he's gonna have to go begging for a shot somewhere else. So he just needs to win by all. I think he will win. He's better than Jojo Diaz, but You know, he's turning into, I think, 5 of his last 3. Alfredo Santiago, Gamboa and Jorge Linares, all by decision. So I think he can knock Jojo Diaz out because he's better, but I think it might be a bit of one of them where it's just win at all costs, you know what I mean, move on. But yeah, I think boxing, obviously next weekend you got in Liverpool, haven't you got Conor Benn?
Yeah.
And then, you know, Joe Parker versus Derek Chisora before Christmas, but Eddie's in a bit of a weird position. He's just not gone to plan at all. No, we've said it a few times.
Joshua's fucked him.
Joshua has fucked him, like. But Joshua hadn't even gone to the zone with him, so still waiting to see where Joshua's going to go in terms of his...
Has he picked a trainer yet?
No, he's still floating around, and he was in...
He wants to hurry up because he fights soon, doesn't he?
But then he was doing like 10 days in Dubai, and then he was talking about, I might accept step aside money. Did you see that interview? It was weird.
No.
He did an interview and he's like, he went, I'm a fighter, all I'm focused on is Usyk. I'm going to get the belts back, blah, blah, blah. And then like a minute and a half later, well, about 4 minutes later, they talked about step aside money so Fury could fight Usyk. And he's like, well, I'm a businessman. Like, you know, I'm open to listening to things. And it's like, just don't know where his head's at. You know, 1 minute.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just not making any sense.
And you think Fury would fight Usyk then?
Yeah, but I stand by the fact I don't think either Usyk or Fury massively wants that fight. Because it doesn't do anything for either in a style of a fight, do you know what I mean? But Usyk's in a position where he's just waiting, and he's just sitting in his ranch somewhere, chasing deers or something. He's just waiting. Someone ring me and tell me they're giving me 50 mil because I'll go anywhere. But yeah, it's mad. Boxing's in a weird place at the minute.
Yeah.
All the champions are moving hands.
What's happening with the UFC this weekend?
It's the stop swearing. It's the show that we previewed last week.
That's on, yeah. Aldo, isn't it?
Aldo, Rob Font, yeah.
Yeah.
But the fight that I think Rob Font's a good fighter, proper under the radar fighter at bantamweight. People always he's always been slept on a little bit, but just keeps knocking out wins. You know what I mean? Really good fighter. But the light heavyweight fight that I mentioned last week, Jimmy Crute versus Jamahal Hill, that's the fight I'm looking forward to the most. These two don't know if you've seen Jimmy Crute fought Anthony Smith not long ago, and Smith hit him with some leg kicks, and he completely shut the nervous system down his leg, Anthony Smith.
Oh, I've seen it,
he's like,
and he went weird.
Standing up, and he's like, the ref's going, you alright? He's going, yeah, I'm sound, and then the ref goes walking, he's like, bang.
Yeah, I've seen it. It was weird, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, he completely just like a computer, like just, his leg was like, no, not taking any more of them.
Mate, I just on that, you know, one of the reasons why I got my leg amputated was because of the nerve damage.
Oh, really?
Like that. You know, when it was fucked, wasn't it? But then there was just so much nerve damage to the point where I remember I was standing once and my toe was bent and I didn't even know. And I think like my girlfriend at the time was like, is your foot all right? And I looked down and like my big toe was like, yeah, I was always falling over it, and I was like, he was stepping on like hot sand and stuff, and he was burning and stuff, wouldn't even know. So,
mate, that's what it was like.
Yeah, I remember
his foot went floppy like that.
It was weird.
Yeah, but then Jamahal Hill, he fought a Scottish fella called Paul Craig last time, and I think we spoke about it on here. He got wrapped up, and his arm was broke. He snapped his arm, and he was going to the ref like his arm was just flopping the other side of the submission. Do you know what I mean? And then he sat down. He was just looking at his arm as if broke that. So these two are like coming back, but I just think it's an absolute barnstormer.
Is it one where you're going to wait up or...?
Yeah, I don't actually know what the timings are for this card. But I'm going to try and do a little... I'm going to try and do a session at least. Don't know if I'll get all the way. But there's a couple of fights, even, like, there's just a couple of bangers. Alonzo Menifield, William Knight, two fellas at light heavyweight on the prelims. They're just going to absolutely throw down.
Has there been any news on Paddy yet?
No. Over in Barstool, innit? No? Just living his life.
Living his best life, innit?
He's living his life. But March 19th...
It's mad to think he's only had one fight.
I know. March 19th's going ahead, though. 100%.
He's got to be on that, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's on it. But just... don't know what weight. Light heavy. You like one of these? Well, I haven't seen any footage of him in the gym or nothing like that.
No, neither have I.
Well, he's getting his money in, isn't he?
He's getting his money in.
But yeah, it is crazy to think he's had one fight, like. But yeah, that card's going to be boss. Molly...
hopefully
Dad until coming back. I still think he's in the US, you know.
Is he?
I think he's come home since that getting choked out. Just over there, hopefully, like just putting the work in. But I think with Dad until it's always good when you're not hearing from him, innit?
Yeah.
The only time it's bad at Dad until is when he's on Instagram and like he's on holiday or something.
Yeah.
He looks like he's locked away, which is a good thing. So, yeah, hopefully he's locked away. But yeah, good card this weekend. Obviously, you know, anyone who's got a remote interest in mixed martial arts, watch Jose Aldo because he's a legend, an absolute legend, like one of the greatest of all time. So, yeah, good to see it back. Next week, obviously UFC 269, one of the last big pay-per-view before Crimbo.
Nice.
So yeah.
What's your big betting tip this weekend? You got one?
I don't know yet, to be honest. I'll put it out a bit later. We're recording a bit early, aren't we, this week?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave Yard Arthur, if I'm totally honest.
You leaving it out?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it, but I think there'll be a couple on this Fontaldo thing. I'm definitely looking at them 2 light heavyweight fights in terms of the unders, and then have a look at Rob Font, Jose Aldo. But yeah, there'll be a few. Hopefully better than November, because I didn't hit.
Been awful, yeah. I'll hopefully land my footy bet in. Don't forget, I do 3 homes, 3 aways, and then the 6-fold roundup. The bet is in the YouTube description, so make sure you look at that. Once again, if you want 15% off Monterex, type in Leg It at checkout. If you want 20% off there, it's Leg It 20. Again, all that info will be in the description. Get the Betmate app as well. We've got you covered in your sports gear, your going out gear, and your betting.
We've got you covered.
Got you covered.
Apologies for the swearing. We will be back next week.
Have a good one.